This continues our discussion on creating the Excel project for ITE-115. Today we will talk more about how to create charts. Before we do that, let's clean up a few things here. Again, this is a continuation from what we had done in the previous tutorial. So to clean up a little bit, let's change our title down here to Jobs in High Demand. We make this, I made this bold, I made it centered across two columns. The next thing I want to do is to sort by data. I want to highlight, I want to put the more jobs in higher demand at the top and ones with lower demand at the bottom. So I'm going to select my data range here. I will go to Data, Sort. I'm going to sort by column I. I'm going to sort descending from the largest to smallest. And now we see we have the jobs in highest demand at the top. And all these jobs are in high demand, but the ones with the lowest high demand are at the bottom. And that's based upon projected data values by projected dollar values by the year 2028. The first thing I want to do is, I'm not real pleased with this dark blue here. So I want to change my conditional formatting to make that a lighter shade of blue. So to do that, I select my columns that I want, the column I want to format. I go to Conditional Formatting, Manage Rules. I'm going to edit the rule. I'm going to modify the format. I want it to be this lighter color blue here. I think it looks a little better. Apply, and let's see how that improves it. I think you agree it does. It makes the numbers more readable. Okay, with that done, I have this sorted in the order I want. I changed my formatting. I gave my tab a title. I'm going to create a new tab. I'm going to name this Charts and go back over here. And I want to chart as a bar chart. We'll do the top 10 jobs, and we'll base that on total demand. And so I selected these, hold the control key down, select those. I have, this is what my base what the data is, and then this is the value, projected value in 2028 for these top 10 jobs. Now I'm going to go to Insert. I'm going to insert a bar chart. I'm going to make it a vertical, three-dimensional cluster column. I have that. It looks fairly good, but I don't like it in the middle of my data here. I'm going to right-click on the chart. I'm going to move the chart to my Charts tab. Now I have my data where I want it. I come over here. I'm going to make it a little taller so it stands out a bit more. I'm going to give my chart a title. I'm going to triple click it. I can. It won't go. There we go. And I'm going to call this Jobs in Highest Demand total dollar value by 2028. I'm going to put in thousands here. That's my title. Jobs in highest demand by total dollar value on the year 2028 in thousands of dollars. So we see here that number one is software developers and applications, and with a projected value of about $120 billion. So that illustrates what we're trying to show. These are the top two, and then the rest are much lower. And that gives us one bar chart. Let's go back and now let's do a pie chart. I'm going back to my data. I'm going to select the same data. This time I only want the top 5. And we'll do 5 over here. The reason I do 5, we get to bar charts. We have more than 5 data points. The bar chart to me doesn't, the pie chart doesn't work as well. So I like fewer points in a pie chart. So let's do that. Insert pie chart, make it 3D. Again, we'll move this to the charts area. Charts tab. We now have it over here. Let's get rid of that. Let's move our chart beside the other one. And again, let's make it a little bigger. Now we have a nice pie chart. What we want to do now is we want to highlight the number one job here. So I'm going to select this point. I'm going to format this data point. Main thing I want to do is I want to make this about 12% explosion. Make it pop out a little bit. I'm going to rotate it slightly. So we do 5. Rotate it 5 degrees, and I made this explode by 12%. This makes my point stick out a little bit. This data point here is the one we're focused on. And I'm going to come to my area down here, my legend. Make this a little bigger. And I want to change my font. Click on the text box. I also want to go to my home. I'm going to make this 11. It's a little more readable now. I really don't need that. Make this a little more readable. I will make my border bigger. Let's see, we go to the width of the border. Make it 2.25 points. Makes it stand out a little bit. And now I have my chart. Then we give it a valid chart title here. And I will name this top 5 jobs in total dollar value by 2028. I don't need to do the thousands like I did over here because these are percentages. So there we have 2 charts. One, jobs at highest demand by a bar chart showing the top 10. And then here we have a pie chart showing what percentage the top 5 are held by software developers and applications. So that concludes. Oh, no, we got a few more things to do. Let's go back over here to our data. One of the things we want to do was to have a Sparkline. So not knowing how to do that, I'm going to click on up here I'm going to type in line Sparkline. And there it shows up. I put one in there and it brings me right to it. I don't have to search for it in my menu up here. What I want to do is show the increase in value between these two numbers here. That's a Sparkline, and that will go into K4. Do that. It's not going to look great, but let me show you. I'm going to drag this down to all the other lines. They're all going to be about the same because, again, these are the highest paying jobs forecast for 2028. And of course, they all have about the same percentage of increase here. So the lines are going to be similar. If we had included in here the jobs that anticipate to lose demand or be low demand, then these lines would be different. But one of the requirements of the project is to have this line. I'm just going to put it here, Sparkline. We'll make this, select both of those, make it consistent. I'm going to make this, put a thick border around it. We have that, and I'm going to make this bold, just to make it consistent. So there's our Sparkline. One other requirement we had was to have a graphic in here, shape. Now I'm going to go to Insert. I want to insert my shapes. Oops. I was expecting it to be here. I'm going to go do a search for it. Click on Search, Shapes. There's Shapes. And I can close this. Oh, let me try that again. There's my shapes. And I want to use an up arrow. I'm going to paste it here. I want that to show up. And to be consistent, I want to format this with the same color I had before. And I believe that was some kind of green. We'll go with, how about that? I'm not sure it's the same color, but we'll try it. And that looks pretty good. So, not exactly the same, but it's close. So, one of the requirements of the project is to have a shape in our project. So I want to highlight projected increase here of $25 billion in demand for software developers and applications. That concludes most of the requirements, I think, for the project between this video and the previous one. So I hope this was helpful for you. And we'll see you next time. Take care.